G'day, Charlie. I'm here from Watch Coaching. I just want to talk a little about the latest tools and technologies that are transforming marketing agencies through development of their leaders. There's been a lot of evolution and innovation in the last decade or two around focusing on how to get the most out of the space that you invest. There's so much time and money, which are those leaders and the people not only within your business, but also the partners you work with, and ultimately how your clients receive and develop value. So some of these tools and technologies are simpler ones, things like coaching itself. So coaching as a tool is something that I believe every leader should be able to do. And that's coaching the people that are often reporting to them or the people around them that may need to become more aware of how to think through what it is that they need to be achieving that's best for their context, whether it's within the business or developing themselves or understanding how to impact other people. And coaching is one of those very powerful techniques to do that. So that's one tool. Also, we know that as leaders and how we lead other people, or our followers as I sometimes refer to them, is to work with assessment tools where we become more aware of some of the strengths that we have as leaders and how other people see those strengths. We can also be a bit more cognizant of some of the gaps that we may have in our leadership, and also aware of maybe the perception of some of those gaps by other people within our space that we're trying to influence. So one of those tools could be something like the Leadership Circle Profile, which is an extremely powerful tool, which not only allows you to understand your strengths and gaps within the way that you lead, but also, well, what does an exceptional leader look like? So that's another tool. Also, taking a philosophy of a strengths-based approach to our followers, whether they're employees or partners we need to work with, is understanding that we all have strengths as individuals, and that if we focus on those strengths, we will become more engaged and we will work more effectively and reach our potential faster. The challenge is understanding what those strengths are. And there's a tool called Gallup Clifton Strengths, which is another assessment for us to understand what are our strengths and what are the people within our team strengths. And we can then understand the makeup of our team and all the strengths of the people within that team and start to develop and optimize, if you will, the team itself based on their strengths, rather than necessarily just allocating people to certain roles based on a gut feeling or maybe where the gap is. We can keep going. There's a lot more tools. Another one that I really quite like is what I call the thinking doing sequence. And that's being more aware of, well, how much time are we actually spending critically thinking in our workday as opposed to actually doing? So as leaders, we really should be doing a lot more critical thinking than the actual doing. But we also know that maybe some in our team should be doing more doing than critical thinking. So a tool that we can sometimes use is to just get people to think and tell us a bit more, well, how much time they're doing critical thinking, how much time do they spend focusing, how much time do they spend planning, and how much time do they actually spend doing, and being a bit more cognizant about where they spend that time. So they're just a bunch of tools that I can talk a lot more about, but are absolutely transforming and improving the leaders that we have within the space that we're working and in the businesses that I work with. Thanks. Cheers. Charlie, Watch Coaching.